That answer for me is super simple. I would be in The Simpsons because you never age. How fantastic would that be? I would like to sell 250 homes. Sharon for sure, matches because you need fire, and an airplane so I can get off the island. Why doesn't anyone ever say that? I would absolutely 100% without a doubt go to the past and I would buy everything. Land, stocks, you name it, I'm buying it all. Well, this is going to be the PG version, and I would say the craziest thing I've ever done is sell a home to somebody I've never met or sell a home for someone I've never met. I think that that's kind of crazy, but with the way technology is, it has happened. I've never been in the room with some people. I've never even met some of the people that I've sold houses for, which to me is mind-boggling. I'm picking Warren Buffett. I work for Berkshire Hathaway. Everyone thinks I should know him anyway. They jokingly say that, of course. But Warren, if you're listening, I'm not saying I want to have dinner with you, but I definitely, well, I would. I'm just saying, I would love to have dinner with you if you're listening. Let's do this. But here's my question and my request of you, Warren. Please come to Berkshire Hathaway Home Services National Convention and be a keynote speaker. We'd love to see you at one of our conferences. It'd be really cool. I just think even if we got 10 minutes of your time, I just think it would be interesting. I'm gonna call it Pittsburgh. I mean, I'm originally from Ohio, but Pittsburgh is now my home. I would say I am most grateful for, everyone says health, but I'm going to say my loving relationship with Sharon and my parents, because that is two things that mean more to me than anyone will ever know. That is a very complex question. I'll break it down to be simple. I sold a house in just outside of Carlisle, Pennsylvania, which is outside of Harrisburg, Central PA, for those of you who don't know, and kind of did like an a la carte, almost for sale by owner type of, help you sell type of deal, where the agent didn't really do a whole lot. And at the end of the day, I saw how much they made, and I was like, if this bozo can do it, anyone can do it. And there was a little bit of a gap between when I moved to Pittsburgh and when I started my new job in Pittsburgh. So I thought, why not get my real estate license? And the rest is history. I spent 1 year at that company that I was with, left that company to jump into real estate full time, and I have been doing it ever since now for 13 years. Back in the day, my friends would describe me as a natural salesperson and a natural leader. They would tell me that I'm the guy that can sell the lady in white gloves a ketchup popsicle. So I guess that translates into just really relating to people. And I think that that's one of the ways that people would describe me, is that I can relate to you no matter if you think that a nice house is $50,000 or if a nice house is $5 million. I can relate to you on any level. I would love to play some sort of musical instrument. I'd love to master golf. I'd love to be a fantastic mechanic because I love cars, but I'm just not that good at it. And I've never been able to do a backflip, and I think that would be really cool. So I know it only said one, but those would be mine. I'd say if I had to rank them, I would say mechanic, backflip, golf, music would be the order in which I would want to learn those. I would say that's a tough question because I would like to be the master of real estate. I believe that I'm, on my way there, but I would love to be the jack of all handyman type things. I'd love to be able to be that guy that you call to just say, hey, this broke in my house. Can you come and fix it? And I'd love to be able to do all of that. I would say we have the best support staff you could ever ask for, and we have a whole bunch of agents that kick ass. Well, if you know me at all, you know that I'm picking the mountains, so give me the woods all day long. Well, that's probably a twofold question there. I really liked my English teacher, my senior English teacher in high school. She was fantastic. So that would be one person, and she wasn't bad to look at either because she was super young, first job out of college. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. My accounting teacher, Paul, I don't even remember his last name, but he actually was the reason I went to college to be an accountant because I liked his class so much. He made accounting interesting and fun. And then I got to college and realized that it was absolutely horrible. But the last person I would say who taught me probably the most of anyone aside from my parents would 100% be a gentleman by the name of Dave Points. Dave and I have unfortunately lost touch because he moved and his number changed, and we haven't been able to stay in touch like I would like to. But if anybody knows Dave and knows how to get a hold of him and you're watching this, tell them to reach out to me, because Dave was the guy who worked with me in Carlisle events for the first year that I was there. And he's the one that really got me to slow down in life. And he's the one that, you take that stop and smell the roses. He's that guy that really drove that home to me and made me really enjoy my life and value, what I have. Yes, I've met many. In my past career in events, you meet famous people all the time. I would say the most famous person I ever met was Bill Clinton, weatherman. Anyone who knows me, I'm obsessed with the Weather Channel. If I weren't a realtor, I'd probably try to figure out a way to be a weatherman. I know it's cliche, but I'm going to say my dad, because I spent a lot of time with him growing up, and he really shaped me into the person that I am. And whether that's good or bad, I think it's great. And I know that's very cliche to say that, but Dad, I love you, and you've been instrumental in my whole life. So have you, Mom. My dream car would be a 61 Impala. I like 57 Chevys as well, and pretty much any year Corvette. There's a handful of years in there that I don't like, but those would be my three big ones. So if anybody has a 61 Impala that's for sale and you want to give it to me, no, not give it to me, but if you want to sell it, reach out to me. I eat everything with a knife and a fork. Cupcakes, pizza, you name it. It doesn't matter. I'm eating it with a knife and a fork because I'm super weird. Maybe not always a knife, but definitely always a fork. Bugs. I freaking hate bugs. Wow, there are way too many to list on that. One of them would probably be the outtakes that you're not going to see on this video. Just kidding. But seriously, that was when I bought my house in Mount Holly Springs. So it was a couple years after I had moved out to Carlisle to work there, and it was pretty good. We looked at a handful of houses. Back then, you got to negotiate, and we found a really great house. It was, the typical 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath house that, with a white picket fence. And it actually didn't have a white picket fence, but that kind of house in a neighborhood, it was awesome. We loved it. Got to know some of our neighbors really, really well, and they were fantastic. Hands down, Sharon, and the love that we have, our clients and our team, those would be my top 3 things right now, without a doubt. I love you, Sharon. This is easy. On my team, I mean, there's a lot of people who have great inspiration, but Jody on my team and what she deals with her daughter and her health issues, I mean, hands down, Jody is an inspiration to everyone, and her daughter is just a beaming light of hope, and I just love seeing everything that they do on Facebook. Well, I'm gonna go skiing, but honestly, wherever Sharon wants to go, that's where you'll find me. This could actually go back to the question of something that very few people know about me, but one of the bucket list items that are really big for me is I want to ski in every state that has a resort. There are 37 out of 50 states that have resorts, and I've been to 27 of the 37. So looking forward to knocking off those next 10 in the very near future. Well, everybody knows that I just moved into my dream home with Sharon. I'm standing in it right now. So I'm going to take a little bit of a different spin on this one, and I'm going to answer the question that everybody asked me. What would you do different now that you've moved in? The one thing that we would do differently is we would have put heated tile floors in the master bathroom. And again, I'd have figured out a way to add 10 more garage spaces, but that's just me.